Greetings everyone, TLOU Strategist here with another fun and hopefully insightful factions research video. So today we're going to be looking at maps and matchmaking. Specifically, where and why our team starts where it does in each match. Is it something that's completely random, or is there maybe a formula behind it? That is the question that we're seeking. So the question is this: how are starting map locations determined for teams? Is it random, or is there a formula involved? So from my experience and my research, I have found there is a very specific formula involved for determining which team starts at which end of the map. There is in fact a favored side and an underdog side. As I will explain a little bit further, it was Whisper FNV, huge shout out to him, who first let me know that on a checkpoint in a 1v1 match, you can figure out what side you will start on based on your KD ratio. So the favored team will have a higher average KD ratio. The underdog team has the lower average KD ratio. And whatever that average is, they will always start on a specific side. If you see a map with the thumbs up with my logo, that means that this is the side that I prefer to start on, regardless of whether it's favored or an underdog. So let's go ahead and get into the maps, all 17 maps. First is checkpoint. This is the favored side in the theater, and it's the side that I like to start on due to both the cover and the access to medkits. Next is Lakeside. The favored team actually starts at the bottom of the hill, the bottom of the slope, and that is the side that I actually favor, both for medkits and because I think it has better sight lines to first start out. Billstown. In Billstown, the favored team starts in the garage at the base of the hill as well, whereas the underdog team starts in the church. I actually like the underdog side in this map just a little bit better, again for the sight lines. University. In this one, the favorite team starts at the top of the hill. And that is the side that I personally like starting as well, because I find the underdog side a little cumbersome at first to get up all the different trash cans and whatnot. The favored team begins in the library of high school, which I actually find to be a disadvantage because I like the upper level access of the gym. So go Eagles. Next is Downtown. So this was a really tough map to kind of think of which side I prefer, but when it came down to it, I actually preferred this underdog side because there is a very good sight line early on and medkits are very close. So that's why I chose that. The Dam, my most favorite map, I definitely like the favored side. I think the favored side has a significant advantage on this map to start. Great map, but it's good to be the favored team. Bookstore. The bookstore favored side has very good quick access to the stairs, whereas the underdog team starts in the parking lot and has that pinch point early on, so that is definitely a disadvantage. Hometown is a very square map, and yet I like the favored team side because I like the quick flank to the right, grab a medkit on the route, and get an awesome flank on your opponents right off the bat. Bus Depot is another map that has a significant advantage for the favored team. Run right up to that little viewpoint where the underdog team, if they don't move quickly, are already within the sightlines. So a definite disadvantage. Suburbs. Suburbs starts at the bottom of the hill, which is surprising because I actually prefer the underdog team starting at the top of the hill, having the good sightlines, particularly if you're running a ranged weapon. WHARF is actually a very, very balanced map, but I do prefer the favored side for the quick access to both medkits and that central higher area. I think that is a good place to start off your match. Water Tower. So Water Tower is a great map, very similar to Checkpoint in style, but I do like the underdog side simply for the ability to get that quick shiv on the sneaky left-hand flank side. Coal Mine. The coal mine favorite team starts off by the coal mine side, and that is the side that I like to start off with because I think it is a much, much safer side. Great sight lines on that side of the map. Next up is capital. So the favorite team is my preferred side simply because you start on the higher part of the slope and you can take that central area quickly and really pin down your opponents and gauge where they go. Next is financial plaza. Now this one was really tricky for me, but I actually preferred the favored team side simply because it has really great sightlines to both the east and west supply boxes. It's a little bit safer in my opinion. Last but not least is beach. The favored team starts near this red wreckage here, whereas the opposite team, the underdog team, starts near the blue ship, and that is the side I prefer. Great access to both med kits and that left-hand side box. Now, one more thing I want to mention here in regards to matchmaking, and that is when a team starts shorthanded, when a team starts with 3 people versus 4. I have noticed, and this is purely speculative, I haven't done the hard data and taken thousands of entry points, but what I've noticed, my subjective observations and those of others that I've talked to, is the team that starts with 3 has a significantly higher KD ratio than the team that begins with 4. These are the matches where you get the routes where the team of 3 gets that 4th person, and if that 4th person is any good, that team can be unstoppable sometimes. So to wrap it all up, the conclusion is this. Teams start each match from a specific side of the map based off of their average KD ratio. It also appears likely that a team which begins a match shorthanded is comprised of significantly higher average KD ratio than their opponents. A little side takeaway that I really enjoy from this is I can now go into a match and know from the very start whether my team is the favored team or the underdog. I know KD ratio isn't everything, but it's kind of a fun little indicator to know going into it right off the bat. So lastly, huge shout out to Whisper FNV for keying me into this checkpoint, knowing which side you will start based off your KD ratio for 1v1 tournament purposes. That was very helpful, and I took his theory and applied it to all the other maps. And I would also like to thank MadMat41 for taking the time to go into each map with me and capturing both the favored and underdog sides. Huge help. This video would take much longer if he did not do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will catch you guys next time. Have a good one. Cheers.